Welcome to this episode of Comparison University, the power of comparison. Relative Insight's comparative approach to text analysis captures context in your insights in ways that other text analysis platforms don't. Now, to illustrate this, I want you to imagine that we work for an electronics manufacturer, and we've recently launched a new model of Bluetooth headphones. We've got our first batch of reviews for our new model of headphones, and what we see is that the phrase battery issues is occurring in quite a lot of these reviews. So based on this information and this information alone, I might be inclined to go and talk to the product manager to talk about this issue and flag it as a potential area of concern. Given that this is a brand new product, we don't necessarily want to be seeing this kind of feedback. But all we really know here is that some people are complaining about battery life. We have very little in terms of a frame of reference for truly judging the significance of this piece of information. So what we do is we introduce a comparative element, a time-based comparison in this instance, where we compare reviews of our new Bluetooth headphones versus previous models. And what this tells me is that actually customers are less likely to complain about battery life now than they were previously. And you can see already that this is starting to paint a very different picture than just looking at our current batch of reviews in isolation. So I might go back to my product manager and say, hey, you're actually doing a really good job. We're seeing measured performance improvement on battery life compared to previous models. Now, we might also want to do a competitor comparison in this scenario. So we compare our reviews versus our top competitors. And what this tells us is that we're all similarly likely to receive a mention of battery complaints in our customer reviews. Now, while this doesn't take away the fact that some customers are unhappy with battery life, what it does tell me is that it's not a competitive disadvantage, right? I am just as likely to win a customer because they're unhappy with my competitor's battery life as I am to lose a customer because they're unhappy with my battery life. And point number one here on the screen, this is what most text analysis providers are going to tell you. They're just going to say people are talking about battery issues. But through comparison, you can capture this context that is really essential to judging the significance of a particular finding. And this is really the primary benefit of Relative Insight's approach to text analysis, is this capturing of context that helps to build your stakeholders' confidence in the insights that you're presenting to them. Because at the end of the day, your stakeholders need to be confident that the information and the insights you're presenting to them are an accurate reflection of their reality. And while it's at it, Relative Insight also helps deliver objective analysis that eliminates hypothesis-driven bias from the qualitative research process that occurs when this kind of work is done manually by humans. And at the same time, it's going to help you drastically reduce the time and effort required to analyze qualitative text data at scale. And in doing so is going to help you leverage the qualitative data that you have as a regular part of your business intelligence and reporting process.